Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your face should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize, some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm grinding 'cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble. Have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, been always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob. Cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith in my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah.
Saturday, March 8th, history steps into the arena, only on the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. It's the clash of cosmic proportions. In one corner, the smooth strategist, the verbal tactician, the man who bends rhythm into reason, suave boss. And in the opposing corner, the architect of quantumoliism, the philosopher of the infinite, the mind that dares to question reality itself. Quantum truth, the question shaking the pillars of existence. Does Mother Nature need Father Time to exist? Is nature eternal? Is time the necessary foundation of all things? Or are we witnessing the collapse of a cosmic illusion? Two titans, one stage, no escape from logic. Saturday, March 8th, only in the Coliseum of Arguments. Enter the arena and witness eternity on trial. Are you not entertained?
Well, I almost hit end stream though. I would have been mad.
Yeah,
I would have been big mad. Here we go. We got big
This
guys.
is not just a debate.
This is Sunday, March 1st. Don't miss it. Prime time.
This is not just a debate. This is a battle for the spiritual foundation of a people. Sunday night inside the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. Two worldviews collide. In one corner, the cosmic visionary, the student of angelic revelations, the defender of Oaspi, Cosmon Cal. And in the opposing corner, the scriptural warrior, the voice of covenant tradition, the defender of the Holy Bible, Gideon Yisrael. The question shaking the community, which is better for our people, the Oaspi or the Bible? Ancient prophecy versus modern revelation, canon versus cosmic expansion, tradition versus transcendence. Is truth sealed in scripture, or is heaven still speaking? Two men, two books, one culture watching. No dodging, no safe answers, only fire-tested arguments in the arena. The Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas fight and only the strongest worldview survives.
Be there or be there. Like be there or be
shout
square.
out to them brothers. Shout out to them brothers. I can't wait to see it.
Like SpongeBob, baby. Okay, let's get it. We have none other than the brother, humble mystic in the building. How you feeling today, brother?
You already know, brother A1, all good, all good. My purpose for this talk today is to expose the dangerous Eurocentric scholarship, bro. It's some dangerous Eurocentric scholarship going around, and it's affecting our worldview of our motherland, right? And I'm here to expose that. And hey, listen, if there's people who feel like there's something wrong, you may be in the comments of what I'm saying, and you know I'm going to have some presentation, some slides to back up what I'm saying. Y'all know how I rock, but hey, come on up here. You know we gonna drop the links in the comments. Y'all know how it is.
And shout out to Elder King Herc in the building. Peace to you,
Shout out
King
to all the
Herc.
King Hood.
How you doing today, brother? Hope you having an amazing day wherever you at. And back to you, humble mystic.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So I'm just waiting for you to pop the slide up there.
Oh my bad. Oh, you getting right into it, huh?
Oh yeah, you already know.
Okay. Whew. This is
So the intellectual, let's first point number one talk about the intellectual kidnapping of Kemet, right? So in the late 18th, 19th century, right, there was a group of people who, because they were partaking in the slave trade during that time, right, found magnificent things over in Kemet. And because of the slave trade that was going on during that time, they couldn't have the world see the magnificent things that melanated people have done. So you know what they've done? They whitewashed it. They tore it down. They made a mockery out of it. They created all of these racial constructs around it. And this, family, is what's hurting our very foundation of properly conceptualizing the motherland and the mother civilization that we call Kemet. So let's get into it, right? Hegel is one of those scholars I was talking about. Hegel says Africa has no history. Africa has no history? And then but this is one of the men that redid or took part in the redoing of some of the pictures that we see in the Book of Gates. And now we see, when we see the updated versions of the Book of Gates, why we see things that way. Because his worldview, Humble Mystik ain't saying this. I'm not making this up about this brother. He says it himself. Africa has no history. So why are we going around quoting people that say we have no history and then trying to push that as proper scholarship? We can't, come on now, we can't do that, right?
What?
So it's a, before mathematics, before medicine, and before martial law, African had a reality and a legacy. Academic misinformation as geopolitical necessity, right? Detaching Africa from its legacy just to justify, right, that melanated people were inferior. So they say, okay, the people in Africa, right, are savages. Oh, but we found some great things over in Kemet. And so we're going to say, oh, they part of the Middle East. We're going to separate them. We're going to put them over here just so they wouldn't be part of what they call of savagery. And you quote these people, you should be ashamed of yourself if you look like me. If you got the melanation that I have, and you go around and quote these people as if it's academically accurate. We can't do that, man. We got to get this out of here. Can we get to the next slide, please? What's up, y'all? I appreciate everybody for coming up on the panel. I recognize y'all. What up, my brothers? All right. The Stone Testimony, unveiling the true face of Kemet. Okay, so this is what I was talking about a little in the beginning, right? So y'all just don't think I'm up here just talking, right? So on the right, it's the primary source of the Book of Gates. I was talking about the Book of Gates earlier, right? 1300 BCE, right? The Kamishas depict themselves as what? Africans. Africans. They didn't make no distinction. And this is the primary source. Humble Mystik ain't making this up out of nowhere. Now let's go to that 18th, 19th century I was just talking about, right? It's the 18th century forgery, right? Whitewashing for European audiences. Ashwell Kwesi broke this down. So now who are we to sit here and go against the shoulders and the academic experience of our elders, such as the brothers Ashwell Kwesi, who stepped foot on the motherland, who lead tours in the motherland? We then can't go against them with what our enemies say, because remember, they say we have no history. And here's our elder, brother Ashwell Kwesi, coming showing us that not only do we have history, but the Europeans came and whitewashed our history, turning it into some racist tool. This is why when we look at these things, when we study these things, we got to get a proper perspective. We just can't go and pick up the first piece of information we see because we know they tampered with it. And it's crazy when we say that about our culture. Everybody say, oh, well, you know them Greeks, and but then when we turn around and say the same thing about the Bible, oh no, that's pure. Oh no, but when a white man, you gotta look deeper, but you take the first thing they hand you and say, well, this is what's going on. Not only is that disingenuous, but that's just ignorant. And we can't elevate our community operating like that. So we gotta update our scholarship. We gotta tighten up on our scholarship. Hey, brother A1, can you hit the there you go. If you ain't rocking with that, hey, listen, you gotta, you ain't got no seat because we chopping heads off. Let's get into it. The stones don't lie, but the people who translated, let me slow down and say that again. The stones don't lie, but the people who translated them did. Brother Ashwar Kwesi once again. The people who translated the stones lied. So you can't come and bring me their translations to say what this accurately is when I got brothers like Brother Infudiji telling me something different, who actually speaks the language. None of these 18th, 19th century quote unquote Egyptologists spoke the language. So how can they come and tell you what anything is? Man, listen, we and that comes from us operating so long under this Eurocentric westernized system over here. Everything is religionized, everything is politicized, everything. Man, listen, we gotta really, when we say unlearn to relearn, it don't mean just overlapping junk with more junk. No, you gotta actually go through a process, man. You gotta actually go through analysis. Check yourself, look yourself in the mirror and say, what did I get wrong? And how can I correct those things moving forward to serve better in my community, which I say I'm a scholar in, and I'm supposed to be up here bringing research to. Come on, now, if we can't go back and fact check what's coming out your mouth, you shouldn't be saying it if you call yourself a scholar. Can we get to the next slide, please? The mental sovereignty, reclaiming the OSs of the mind. This is what this is all about, right? It's about reclaiming who we are as a people through the projection of the world. Because the world, when they see Kemet, they don't see us. They see Libyans. They see Asiatics. They see those people because that's the image they painted. But I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, that that's a corrupted image. That's a corrupted system, right? Let's get into it. Carnal translations, know nothing, right? Psychological warfare. Professor James Small talk about it. These people were colonial know-nothings, which means they just came over. They had no idea about the culture. They just came over and started making stuff up. Oh, well, we see this is an image. We use images in our country to symbolize God, so we're going to say they mean God. They wasn't linguists. They don't know. Oh, well, this pharaoh name matches this pharaoh name, so they must be the same people. Where we do that at? And then let's not mention, I apologize for my background, for my noise in the background. Brothers like Sheikh Anta Diop, right, actually went in, I believe it was 1967. They stood up and had a debate with those same Eurocentric scholars that was claiming this crazy nonsense. And they proved without a shadow of a doubt that the people on the land of Kemet not only shared phenotype with the average African, but identified themselves as African. So we have to get out of here when we talk about, oh, well, the Book of Gate determines races, and oh, well, you know, when we see these pictures and they most definitely did. Man, all of that is Eurocentric. The white man came and started messing with the phenotypes of the faces, started elongating noses. They started changing the colors to try to make the Egyptians lighter, so people like Chief Axe can come out and say, oh, well, the Europeans, the Egyptians were Caucasoid people.
Hey, bring it out.
Come on now, where we do this at, man? So I'm just saying, when we step on these stages, I'm letting y'all know, Brother Humble Mystik is here, and we challenging these statements, man. And I apologize, I just had a call. And again, once I say my purpose solely is because I keep hearing this talk about who the Commission people were, how the Commission people identify themselves. And every time somebody make that statement, is coming from the source of a Eurocentric racist. And it's like, bro, you have no idea about this culture. Just because you pulled it up on Wikipedia and read a few paragraphs don't mean you know enough about the culture to say that these people claim themselves as what they wasn't. And so with that right there, I'm gonna end it off. I'm gonna open up the floor. I appreciate everybody for coming up on the panel. This your brother Humble Mystik, and you know I just had to cut some heads off today. I appreciate y'all. I'm opening up the floor.
Before we go ahead and open up the floor, let's go to a word from our sponsors. This Sunday, March 1st, only here on Titans Debate League.
This is not just a debate. This is a battle for the spiritual foundation of a people. Sunday night inside the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. Two worldviews collide. In one corner, the cosmic visionary, the student of angelic revelations, the defender of Oaspi, Cosmon Cal. And in the opposing corner, the scriptural warrior, the voice of covenant tradition, the defender of the Holy Bible, Gideon Yisrael. The question shaking the community: which is better for our people, the Oaspi or the Bible? Ancient prophecy versus modern revelation, canon versus cosmic expansion, tradition versus transcendence. Is truth sealed in scripture, or is heaven still speaking? Two men, two books, one culture watching. No dodging, no safe answers, only fire-tested arguments in the arena. The Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas fight and only the strongest worldview survives.
Shalom, shalom. What's going on, Humble? Good information. What's going on, A1? Everybody on the panel?
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Just checking out the info. It's pretty good, man. And I totally agree. I remember, I think I was speaking about DNA one time, how that's, that's something, if I'm speaking on it, I'm pretty much just regurgitating what I've heard. But it's not in the case with historical documents, because we can actually take the time and effort, if we come across those sources, to look at it and put our understanding, our paradigm, our worldview behind those conclusions. Whereas we're getting the summations of people that has, biasness against us in our history. So yeah, man, I definitely agree.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Kad, smashing idol, man. I ain't really want that shout out to the host, you know what I mean, whoever on the channel, you know what I'm saying? Peace unto you.
Peace.
I really just came up here to say, whoever blocked me, whichever mob blocked me, y'all weak as fuck. That's really it. Every time
language.
Y'all weak ASF. All right. Whoever blocked me, y'all weak ASF. I ain't never disrespected nobody. I ain't never said nothing wrong on the chat. And whoever did it, you ain't a man. You are a man in a woman body, or a woman in a whatever. And that wasn't cool. That's it, bro.
Somebody blocked you, man?
Yeah.
What comment did you? What did you say?
I ain't saying nothing. The last time that I was able to comment, Michael Smith was up there running his mouth for however long. I said Yahweh only, and said something to him. I told him it was a waste of time. And then I don't know if it was Either it was Bar Reloaded or Lil Doctrine or whoever it was. Somebody blocked me. Ever since then, I comment and I just realized I'm blocked.
Nothing showing. You
Nothing
comment
showing.
right now, real quick.
I was the first person to comment. I said shalom to the believers and to the deceivers. And I went back
Man, who
and my shit
abusing a
gone.
wrench, man? Who abusing a wrench? Let me
You know what
find
I
out,
mean?
man.
I mean that's how it go when you get people that don't believe in what you believe in, or all I said was Yahweh only. So I guess they already know. You know what I mean? I'm Yahshua, I'm an Israelite, but I don't follow no Jesus. So you can't hit me with no Jesus shit. Can't hit me with no Yahweh Shai, Yahuwah stuff, no New Testament, anything.
I can hit you with it.
Well, I'm glad you spoke up about that. You have any questions or comments? I'm gonna try to get that fixed for you, so that way you can comment right now. You have any questions or comments about what you just saw or heard from Humble Mystic over here?
Yeah, I do got a question. I got a question. Who published what he has? The information that he has, if it's Eurocentric information, or what I mean, if it's valuable information, I should say, who allowed that information to come out into the public in order to say it was a lie? Or and my second question would be, can you read Metanetter? Can you read Mod? Can you read Kemet or the Egyptian in order to know what it says?
He dropped off.
He'll be back in a second. He's
He dropped off.
He's been having some technical difficulties. He'll be right back up here, so that way you can ask that question. Did anybody else have a comment on anything they saw?
Yes, I want to ask the Hebrew Israelite brother who asked the question. Can he read Medunetter? And if he
Hell
can,
no.
somebody else.
Hell no. I don't go near it. It ain't my people. It ain't.
So then stop questioning other people's knowledge.
No. Is your name Humble Mystic? I wasn't even talking to you. Hold on. Ain't you an Israelite?
Decorum,
No.
sir. Decorum, sir. Nice to meet you too.
No.
I'm A1. But yeah, decorum. Let's not attack each other. Let's try to have a healthy build.
No, because he's asking a hypocritical question. He doesn't want to.
No, I'm not. I just asked the brother a question. If you're not Humble Mystic, I don't even know why you talking to me.
They jump up tough, but they go down.
Humble Mystic is back. Go ahead.
Okay, can the brother just is running his mouth? Can you read Metanetter?
More than you.
Since you glazing.
More than you.
I just told you I don't read it. I don't give a care about Egypt.
Stop asking people, can they read it?
You're not my daddy. You're not my daddy. You ain't the host of the show, and you're not Humble Mystic, so you can't tell me what to do.
That's an invalid question.
But yeah, let's
anyway.
Humble Mystic is back. He's the man of the hour. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Smash. You got him. He's right
What's
there.
good?
Calm down.
What's good, bro?
What up, brother?
Down, man.
Hey, no,
JJ's next. JJ 7K is next after us.
Hey, no, JJ, you already know how I get down, bro. This nigga, man, come on, bro.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you, JJ.
Appreciate
it. But Humble Mystic.
Y'all need to get the clock out for that.
No, it ain't even that deep because I'm about to slide. But I just wanted to ask Humble Mystic.
Now, 5 for about an hour.
Here you go with this clock stuff.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but look, peace, Humble Mystic. First of all, I do want to tell you. Besides your doctrine, you got a beautiful spirit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You do have a beautiful spirit.
That can happen anywhere. Like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna go find spontaneous.
Hold on 1 second. Let him ask the question, bro. He's gonna ask me a question, bro. Hold on 1 second. I got you. Go ahead, brother. Ask me the question. Well, get into it, brother, because you was getting into your thing.
Yeah, I was just saying.
This Humble show.
JJ, hey, big bro, JJ, can you just come on, bro? All right, so Humble Mystic. Once again,
Smash. Before you go in, you right, man. You are on this list of people who are. What the hell? How did you get on here? It says hidden users. Smash Idol. It's 3 people, and you one of them. I know one of the people I put back here is somebody who was trying to streak. I don't know who the second person is, so I'm just gonna take them off and you off. The first dude was somebody a hillbilly trying to streak on here. So Okay, save. It's fixed. I appreciate you speaking up about it. If that happens to anybody, come talk to me. It might not be intentional. Hopefully, it was an accident. Hopefully, it don't happen again. If we do, we'll get to the bottom of it, though. Go ahead, Smash. My apologies for cutting you off.
Appreciate it, big bro. Appreciate it. But yeah, once again, I commend the brother, Humble Mystik. Once again, even though I don't agree with your doctrine or anything like that, I do want to tell you, you know what I'm saying, you got a beautiful spirit, you know what I'm saying? Now I did want to ask you about the post that you had up, you know what I'm saying, the screensaver and stuff. I wanted to ask you, have you can you read that language? Because the only reason why I'm asking that is because we do understand that no matter where we're at, there's a certain demographic of people that have access to, you know, to play devil's advocate and make this look real, make this and so I just wanted to know, like, do you study the language to understand that what you know what I mean, the hieroglyphs and stuff to know
I
what's on there?
would say I'm intermediate. Yeah, I would say I'm intermediate with it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert to where so I could just start going around breaking down text for their absolute transliterations. But if I recognize a glyph or like so for an example, if we were like to talk about the Book of Gates and we used to go on the Book of Gates, I could show you certain glyphs and I can show you certain sentences of what this means and the parallels, and most definitely.
Okay, cool. I definitely know you know what you're talking about at least a little bit, because you said the key word where a lot of people don't: transliterations, not translation, but transliteration. So I commend you on that. But I do want to say this for anyone that would, we're not gonna take this to a quote unquote Bible thing, but I do want to say the so-called Hamitic, Canaanite, or Phoenician language, some of those letters that were taken out, they come from the Egyptian consonants, right? So
I would agree.
yes,
The Egyptian consonant?
no, consonants,
Yeah.
not consonant, consonants. Yeah.
Egyptians didn't have consonants. You mean the iconography?
No, I don't.
The iconography.
The symbols.
No,
so
what
the
I'm.
Phoenicians,
I
so the
understand.
Phoenicians took. Hold on 1 second. So the Phoenicians developed a script. They took what they had over there in Egypt and
Wait, no, wait. Humble, no.
graphic. Hold on 1 second. I got
It
you.
wasn't Phoenicians at that
I
time.
know. I'm not saying it. I got you. But where he's dealing with the language from the Phoenician to the Canaanites, and I'm
But they
saying
weren't
what the
Phoenicians,
Phoenicians did was they took there was Phoenician. Yo, the oldest
Phoenicians
alphabet
are
come from the
Canaanites.
Phoenicians,
though.
bro.
Hold on. Let me tell you why that's incorrect. Because the Phoenicians don't exist until 600 BC. So
You,
when
you
the
do
Greeks
understand that
came, hold
the Canaanites
on,
are the
you cut,
Phoenicians.
brother,
You do
come on,
understand that,
brother, you don't
brother.
got to cut me just to let me explain my position. So what I'm explaining to you is that, brother, they weren't Phoenicians. They were just Canaanites that when the Greeks came, that called Phoenicians. So when they say, when they're talking about Phoenicians, they're talking about the city states of Tyre, Sidon, and up in that little area right there. Those are what they call Phoenicians. Those
And those
aren't
are
Phoenicians,
Canaanites.
brother.
Those
Does
people are
anybody know
Canaanites.
Hold on. They're simply
The
hold
word
on.
Canaanite
Hold
is
on, brother.
the word
Listen.
Phoenician
I didn't cut
is
you
based
off, brother. I
only
didn't cut you off. We
derived
know what brother.
from
We
the
know what
word
Phoenician means,
Phoenician.
brother.
That's
Hold
it,
on,
bro.
brother. We know what it means.
1 second. Let him get it out. I'm surgical with this shit, bro. Let him get it
So
out. We here with it.
but you can't beat the truth. So the word Phoenician comes later. So no matter what the definition of the word means, it's a Greek word that is associated with an Iron Age time period. You're talking about bronze.
Now
Hold
watch
on,
this.
brother. Listen. You're
Okay.
talking about a Bronze Age period where those people were simply Canaanites during that time period. So it's correct. It's more correct to say Proto-Canaanite. That's all I'm
No,
saying
it's
because they
not.
were Canaan. They
This
were
is why.
Canaanites.
Okay.
Because why
Now
are you
watch this.
why are you using the word Phoenician when hold on? Why are you using a
Hold
word that
on.
didn't exist until 600
You ain't
BC
talking
when we're
on,
talking
brother.
about a
Hold on.
time period around 2000 BC? That's the question.
Okay. 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 Now watch this.
No, just answer the question.
Yeah, I got you. The proper term for Proto-Canaanite or Proto-Hebrew or Paleo-Hebrew is Phoenician Canaanite. Now watch this. Anybody, right?
Brother, that's incorrect.
I didn't cut you off. Hold on. I dare anybody right now to go look at the oldest alphabetical system. It's
Brother, you
gonna
have
give
to
you
have comprehension on when you read stuff. So I'm asking you a simple question. I just want you to answer the question. Why? I'm asking you a simple question. I want you to answer the question. Hold on, combo. Brother, listen. Let's just have a fair conversation. That's all I'm asking you to answer the question. Why are you using the word? Stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm incorrect. Why are you
Okay.
using a Iron Age Greek word to apply to a Canaanite people that didn't exist at that time?
I can help
So
out with
number
this.
one, the Phoenicians. Hold on. No. He gonna stand on this
They
child. He
weren't
gonna
known
get
as
all of this
Phoenicians.
work. Hold
It
on.
ain't no
You
work,
said,
brother.
listen. You said,
You'll
let's have a
die on
fair
this. You die on this hill.
let's have a fair conversation, King J. You can't say let's have a fair conversation and try to dominate it, brother. Nah.
Go ahead,
Hold
for
on.
sure.
You said hold on, King J. Why am I using the term Phoenician to signify a people, right, who didn't exist yet? That right there is the biggest fallacy of the night. Because they had to exist. Because who did the Canaanites get that language from?
Brother,
Who
I
did the
said the
Hebrews
word,
get that
brother. I said
language
the
from?
word didn't exist.
Hold on.
Phoenician
You
is
said
a
let's have a
Greek
fair
word, brother.
conversation. Hold
Are you
on. You said let's have
understand the
a
point being made, brother?
hold
Phoenician is a
on.
Greek word that
You
didn't
talk like
exist
it
until
was a Greek
600
that
BC. So I'm
ain't
asking you, why are you, if we're talking about 2000 BC and talking about a specific Canaanite group of people, why are you referring to them to the Greek word that comes along at 600 BC?
Bro, because the
They
language
actually
is
have an
called,
indigenous name.
the
They
language is
actually have an
called
indigenous
Phoenician.
name. Why are you
Is
choosing to call them
Phoenician a
Phoenician?
language or not? Is Phoenician a language or not?
Brother, that's not the question at all at hand. The question is the time period as to what you're using it as. I'm strictly asking you, and you haven't answered. You haven't answered the question. I'm simply asking you why you're using that term when it didn't exist at that time period.
That's how they be disingenuous with the information. He asked me, why did I use the term Phoenician? I asked him, was Phoenician a language or not?
Brother, you haven't. Yes, it's a language, but you haven't. But it didn't exist until 600 BC. It didn't
King James,
exist until 600 BC. Are you
hold up.
humble? Are
If
you
you go
comprehending the point, brother?
hold on. If
Are
you
you
go look up
comprehending
right now,
brother? Are you comprehending the point being made? Phoenician is a language that does not exist until 600 BC.
how does Phoenician not exist if
Listen, the language exists.
Phoenician Canaanite, how does the language of Phoenician does not exist? If they hold the world's first alphabetical system, how does that language not exist?
So
The
therefore, you're starting with the faulty premise, and that's why you're
language
coming up with
exists.
using the wrong. It does make sense.
The
And
Hey,
language
listen,
I'm asking you. Hold on, combo. I'm asking you to simply answer the question without asking me a question back.
I'm step on his tail right now about my laptop. Hey, cause
Well,
somebody
you're
right
not
now,
making sense, brother. You're not making sense, and I'm just asking you for clarity, and you're not giving me clarity. You're simply just filibustering.
because you trying to move the goalpost. Can
No, I'm not.
anybody right now?
You can stay right here.
Hold on.
It's the same. It's the
Y'all see how
same
you trying
thing. Hold on. Listen, and I'll even go deeper because I make the same thing
Jay,
when people. Hold on. Let me speak without cutting me off. You said we already know what the point of contention is, and I make the same point when I say this in regards to people who say ancient Egyptians. Well, hold on. They weren't ancient Egyptians because that term didn't exist at that time, and they actually had indigenous names. So when we say Lower and Upper Egypt, I'm quick to say let's don't use Lower and Upper Egypt. Let's use Tamehu and Tasheme. Jose's on the panel; he can contest to that. I don't like so we have to use if you know the
you
indigenous
saying
terms. Listen, hold
you
on.
saying all of
Hold on,
that's around the fact that you agree that Phoenician was a language.
humble. Because I'm
Let me
being
ask
very
you.
specific here, Cumbo. You want to scream and holler? You're not even listening, brother. Go
See
ahead and
how you
holler.
trying to
I'll let
move
you
the
finish. I'll let you finish.
goalpost, bro? Hey, bro, with the Hebrews, did the Hebrews speak Phoenician?
Brother, no.
Anybody? Does anybody
No.
know?
Brother, if I just
The Hebrews
said that
didn't.
the word Phoenician, listen to the point that I'm being made, humble. If I just said that the word Phoenician does not exist until 600 BC, how can Hebrews speak the language? Makes sense when you talk to me, brother.
Let him finish, humble.
First off,
Okay.
listen, yo, this is crazy. This is the reason I made my presentation tonight, bro. Because of brothers like him, right, who come up and spit all of this flim flam and all of this craziness. Bro, the Hebrews, right, are first attested, or the Israelites, let's correct that. The Israelites was first attested in 1208 BCE, right? When they were tested, right,
No,
their
that's not right.
language.
The Myrna Stella is still, it doesn't quite. We're still up for the area. Did that say Israel or not? So no, it doesn't.
You
1208 is
gotta
not.
let me
It's not.
finish.
But you
Come
just
on,
making up
King.
stuff, brother.
Don't
So,
do that. Don't do that.
so
Excuse me.
whenever we trace that language back, right, we always find it traced back to a Canaanite mix with Phoenician language. If the people didn't exist, how did their language exist?
You guys are
That
saying
does not make any sense.
Brother, the Phoenician language does not exist until the Greeks name it that 600 BC. I think you're missing the point.
the
I
Yo,
think
we
you're
term.
missing the
trying,
point.
bro.
The point is that before the Greeks came, 600 BC, and named the inhabitants of Canaan that name, they were
A,
Canaanites.
a
So
specific
when you're
part
speaking,
of Canaan.
when you're talking about a time period of, we're talking about 2000 BC. There is no word
You
Canaan.
are
There is no word for, hold on. There is no word Phoenician. Do you understand that? There is no word Phoenician
bro.
in 2000 BC.
You
Can
talking
we
about
understand that simple point?
2000 BC? No. Do y'all see the flim flam he's doing?
There is no
He
flim
said there's
flam.
no word for Phoenician in 2000.
No,
No,
there's
cut it.
not.
He said there's no word in
The
2000
word Phoenician
BC.
did not
Who's
exist in
talking
2000 BC, brother. It's a Greek word that comes around
on?
600 BC. So, brother, use words in
Stop
its
it.
proper context. The
Said
inhabitants of
1208.
Canaan,
So are you saying
the
there's
time
no?
period we're talking about, brother, 2000 BC, we're talking about Canaanites.
Listen,
We're not
hold
even
on.
talking about that.
And it would have been damn, it would have been damn near hold on, and it would have been damn near a Ugaritic type of script, because the people in Ugarit is right next to Tyre and Sidon. So the people that when 600
Bro, okay,
when
listen.
those Greeks come along 600 BC and come to Canaan and find them importing the purple dyes and stuff like, and call them people Phoenix
Yo,
or Phoenix
what?
or Phoenicians, right? They already had a name that was called
Bro,
Kanani.
King J is
I
correct.
can't believe you.
I know I'm
I
correct.
can't believe
I'm
you
busting his
saying
ass,
this.
and he
I
don't
don't know.
understand, so he not gonna understand. It's
Hold on,
simple.
King.
I'm just saying. I asked you a
Bill,
simple
bro.
question, brother.
I
I
just
only
let
asked the question. I
you
only asked you a question. Why are you using a late Iron Age term? I asked you, why are you using a late Greek
listen.
Iron Age term
King
to
J,
refer to
King J,
Proto Canaanite scripts?
what you
That was
not
the question that you haven't answered.
bully
You've
the
been speaking for
panel.
10
Hold
minutes,
on.
but go ahead.
Hold on. What you not do is bully the panel. Listen. He's first off, he's moving it. This shit is crazy. Let's deal with the issue at hand,
Humble, I
right?
asked the question. You
So
haven't answered the
we
question yet. Do you want me to reiterate the
ready to
question?
deal with
And it's simple.
cut
Why
it.
are you using the term? Because you chat GPT'd it and it said Phoenician and you ran with it. You didn't comprehend, you don't understand.
Yo,
And that's simple, brother. But you got to use words in its proper context. There
yo,
are no Phoenicians in 2000 BC.
listen.
Go ahead.
Who's talking? He keeps saying that. Oh, there's no Phoenicians in 2000. Who's talking 2000 BC? But I'm
Because you're talking
guaranteeing
about a
1208.
proto side. You said the script. You said the
And
script. So
then
how is there, brother? How is there a script that
chill,
predates the Proto-Sinaitic script if it's not 2000 BC? You don't know what you're talking about, humble, respectfully. And your dates you're not using dates. But I'll walk you down because we could talk about the Proto-Sinaitic script in the Sarah B. L. Kadim minds, right? And we could talk
He's
about the
scared of
script
the
that existed
information.
before then. It was a
Hey, look,
Proto-Canaanite script. There was no word Phoenician,
Hey,
brother.
King, hold on, and I'm gonna let you rock for the rest. I promise you. I ain't even want to address it no more. I'm gonna let you rock for that. Hey, King J, you sing my work, bro, when I do my call outs, bro. You know this video can be played back. I'm telling you to chill. I don't want to have to throw you on that, but you know, yo, you didn't see my work, bro.
Humble, you done
Chill,
already
bro.
died on this
Hebrew
hill, and your lack of
relations,
comprehension don't even know you dead.
Yeah, humble.
Bro,
Don't fight
this
this
guy,
fight, brother.
this guy, this guy.
Humble, do you
So are
hear the
you saying
panel?
that
Humble,
the
do you hear
Israelites?
the panel?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna did it right here. Are you saying that the Israelites were not around in 1208 BCE?
Brother, the point of contest is the word Phoenician that you're
Answer the
usually
brother
erroneously using,
question.
brother. Okay? We're not
Answer
talking
the
about no
question.
Israelites, no Hebrews. We're talking about, and it's
Answer
a simple question, brother.
the
And
question.
I really want you to answer the
Answer
question. You could have
the
answered the question
question.
and moved on.
Answer the
All I asked
question.
you were, why are you calling
Answer the question.
Proto-Canaanites Phoenicians?
Because
That's an
Proto-Canaanite
iron.
is not even
That's a late Greek Iron Age term. We're not even
you
talking
niggas heads
about
off.
Iron Age in this time period. So why are you using that?
Bro,
That's the only thing I asked
so
you.
bro, I can't get my
And you're
laptop
not
when you
even
lucky,
answering the
but
question. You going on? You don't even know the answer to.
A1, hold on 1 second. Hey, brother A1, can you share the screen for me, brother? Please, real quick, to share the screen for me. I don't care where you go. You can go to
Brother,
Google.
we
You
know
can
what
go.
we're gonna pull up
Yeah.
when you
No,
type
Oh
in
yeah.
ChatGPT. It's gonna say Phoenician. That's not
hold
what
on.
I'm asking
Hey,
you. But we know when you do your research, and you have to do comparative research.
One
We
mic.
know
One
that
mic.
the word
One mic,
Phoenician does
bro.
not exist until 600 BC. So these
I
people are
might not.
not Phoenicians. They didn't call themselves Phoenicians. It didn't exist. Like, just
Oh, this
stop
is
it,
source.
brother.
Source
It's
up a
more
straight
correct to say
comment.
Proto-Canaanite, brother. That's all I'm
Listen,
telling you, brother.
this is
That's all I'm
source up
No,
saying.
a
they
straight
don't call themselves
comment.
Canaanite either.
Hey, brother A1. Hey, brother A1, can you pull up? Can you just share a screen real quick of a? It don't matter of a Google of a. It doesn't matter. Can you just pull up the screen real quick?
It sure can. What did you want to see?
All right. Can you ask whatever? You can go to Google. You can go to Wiki. You know I hate Wiki, man, but you can even go to Wiki anywhere and ask, right? What's the proper term for proto Hebrew or Paleo Hebrew? What's the proper term for Paleo Hebrew?
You guys are talking past each other, by the way.
Break it down, Ben. Break it down.
I will concur.
Let's say Ben break that down. Go ahead,
Let the panel
respond,
get
Ben. While I
feedback
pull
because
this
me
up.
and Humble been going at it. Let the panel get a feedback.
Ben, go ahead. Give your feedback. Can you hear me? Is my mic working?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
yeah, we
hear
can
you.
hear you, brother. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh yeah. Ben, break it down while I pull this up.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys are talking past each other a little bit. Yeah, King J is correct. All of these terms are historiographic terms. It is how we use the
Mm-hmm.
terms within scholarship, right? So how what can we
Mm-hmm.
apply to ancient languages that have a diversity in its dialects, right? But are so similar as West Semitic languages are, right? So we apply these terms. But King J is correct in the sense that Phoenician is a specific term for a specific area within Canaan, right? And those people. And it gets applied later on. And for us as historians, we use the term and apply it further back, right? So it does create a little bit of a misnomer. So and at the
What
same
does that say
time,
on the screen? Matter of
Canaan,
fact, hold on
that
one
term
second. Can you
Canaan
read this?
isn't really used in ancient sources within Canaan, meaning people calling themselves. We got like a rare text that might have someone identifying themselves as Canaanite, but for the most part, these are terms that we
Really
use.
fast. Can I
And
read this really fast? Can I read this really fast? The proper or formal term of Paleo Hebrew script, right, or Paleo Hebrew alphabet, which refers to the regional variant of the Phoenician. He just said it wasn't no Phoenicians back then. He just said, and even Ben Eaton came up and agreed with him. Agreed
Brother,
with
the
him.
word
This is
Phoenician
why
is
I
an Iron Age term, brother. There is no Iron Age is after 1050 BC.
hear
So
none of that.
we're
Listen,
talking about stuff that happens 2000
let's
BC. So
read it.
you're not understanding.
Let's finish reading. It's a variant of the Phoenician script used by the Israelites, partially in the kingdom of Israel and Judah, right? It's also known as Old Hebrew script, Early Hebrew, and Phoenician Hebrew. So if they're saying there's no Phoenician language or no Phoenician people, how is there a Phoenician language during this time?
Because we use the term. We use those terms. Hebrew don't even exist until we get
Exactly,
to the
brother.
Greek
Like,
period.
oh
So
man.
you can't.
Yeah.
These terms don't
Y'all is
exist yet.
terrible, bro.
No, I'm saying, humble.
Y'all is
That's
terrible. See,
historian.
this the
That's what
issue with this the issue.
historiography is.
This is how they try to flip flam. No. This is how they try to flim flam and try to reshape. Hey, yo, can you bring up
Simply
Saint
tighten up your
Humble,
scholarship,
humble.
humble. That's
I
all.
got one
Simply
question
tighten up
for
your
you,
scholarship,
and I
brother.
and I
That's
won't
all.
and I won't say anything else. I
Listen,
got one
listen
question.
to the corrections we giving you, and just tighten up your scholarship. If somebody
Humble, I got one.
corrected me and they right, I listen to them. Okay, you know, brother, I was wrong. I don't just keep
you ain't
arguing and
right
arguing my
though.
point, because if I ask you a question, let me just ask you a question, brother. Brother, hold on, brother, hold on. Just let me ask you a question, and just to see where you're at with your comprehension levels.
Go ahead.
When does the term
Go
Phoenician
ahead.
become up? You started to become applied,
That's what I was going to ask for Hebrew as well. So yeah.
You said Hebrew. So the first
I
time
asked you a
that we
question.
see, the first
When does
time
the
we
term
see
Phoenician,
Phoenician becomes in play way before the term Hebrew
brother? Quit throwing in Hebrew. We're
as
not
a
asking.
people.
I'm not asking
Yes,
that question.
because they
Answer the question that
separated.
I asked you, brother. You confusing yourself. Just give me the date. What date is the word? When is the first use of
They
the word Phoenician applied? Give me that.
listen.
Huh?
I don't have my laptop. I can't give it to you off the top of my
So
head.
that's why you
But I
arguing that.
know it
That's
was
why you
before the
arguing because
Hebrews.
you're
I
not
know it was
familiar,
before
brother.
Israel.
Brother, when I say that Phoenician is an Iron Age word, brother,
No,
just believe me. Believe me when I say that, brother. And it's really strictly just in
stop it.
regards to, hold on, brother. When I tell you that Phoenician is an Iron Age word, believe me. And it's really just strictly in regards to the Iron Age sea
Listen,
trader cities like Sidon, Tyre,
Hmm.
and Byblos.
That is true.
So,
bro.
brother, you're gonna die on this hill arguing, brother. Listen to what I'm telling you, brother. I love you for real. You're wrong.
He's terrible, bro. You talking hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Listen to
You're
what I'm
talking
telling you.
about
Put it into
okay.
your tools
So the
and use it to sharpen your. Or when you debate somebody else that uses the word Phoenician, like Moses 777.
hold on. So what's the hold on? So what's the original term for the Phoenician language then? If it wasn't called Phoenician, what's the original term for it?
Brother.
We
Like what
don't
I just
know.
Huh?
We don't know.
What?
We don't. We
that's
don't
why
know.
Huh?
Proto
Listen,
Canaanite is
I'm gonna
more
just tell you.
correct, brother. Just simply use Proto Canaanite because
These
it could
terms
be
are things that are applied by
it could
other
have been an
people.
Elamite script, it could have been a Ugaritic script. They all are Northwest Semitic languages.
See, this is where y'all don't know your own culture. Because when we get to Canaan, we know Canaan was a melting pot of different people. So we know that when we refer to Canaanite language, we're referring to a mixed region of people languages grouped together, right? It wasn't until the Phoenicians came with the alphabetic script, and the Israelites took that
But those
along
are
with the
Canaanites you're
Canaanites,
talking
and they
about. No,
turned
you're
it
saying
Hebrew.
you're acting as if Phoenicians aren't Canaanites.
Humble, you have a misunderstanding.
Yeah, because he's using Iron Age terms in Bronze Age time period. So he's confusing himself.
Listen, you arguing with history. You ain't arguing with Brother Humble Mystic. You
Now,
arguing
humble,
with history.
you have a misunderstanding of the history right now.
I do not. How do I have a miss? So again, I'm gonna ask y'all this question once again.
Because
Who,
you're
if
using terms,
Phoenician is an acronym? Matter of fact, let's put this in a proper term. If
but you don't quite
Phoenician
understand.
is anachronistic during this proper term in history, what is the original language of that? What's that original language?
I am telling you that we
Proto
don't
Canaanite.
know, and I challenge anyone who think we do know.
That's
Because we don't because okay, well, show me a Canaanite identifying their own language by any term. Can you show me that?
Yeah, what? I don't,
All right,
yo,
go ahead, go
this
ahead,
is why
show
I
me.
wish I had,
Listen,
man,
I
y'all
will wait,
lucky,
brother.
man. Y'all
I will wait.
lucky.
I
You
will wait.
don't have,
I found
hey, bro,
Kanani. I found
hey,
Kanani one time.
hey, 1 second. Hold on. Hey, brother A1. Can you can you type in hold on 1 second. Oh, see, this is why we need my laptop because I can do it myself. Can you type in what's that script? What's
Humble.
that
For anyone,
Canaanite
Who
thing?
called
Oh
who
my gosh, bro! I
humble?
can't.
for
Humble.
anyone that's
Who
listening,
called the
the
Canaanites
term
Phoenicians
the
first?
term Canaanite, Kanani, that
Look up Canaanite.
Okay,
Look
so
up Canaanite
let me ask
tablets. A1.
let me ask the
can,
question better. Who called who? Hold
I
on,
just want to
humble.
help you out a little bit, Humble, just a little
Go
bit,
ahead, go ahead.
because the term Kanani used to identify a language does not come until the 3rd century.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The get
Humble not really
this.
familiar with
If
this
you
stuff.
understood,
I'm
okay,
just
now did you understand what I said? Did you understand what I said? Because it's
What
important.
y'all saying right now? What's on the screen is wrong?
Say it again.
Hold
Hello,
on
I hear
real quick.
crickets. Is
Can
what
you hear
is
me? Can you hear me
watching
real
right now?
quick?
Yeah, we get
We got
sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you.
we got a comment from the chat. Elder Yara says, "Oh, how the heck do you Sonata?"
proto-Sinaitic. Yeah,
Yeah, these are
that's
still
correct. But even
historiographic
before
terms.
then, we have
All
a
of these terms are
proto-Canaanite script.
historiographic.
Y'all right know when I said Sarah B. El Kadim,
Just saying.
that should have killed everything. But humble is not really this his lane ain't his really
These
his
people
lane, to be quite
are
honest with you,
crazy.
brother. Because I
Humble.
But
already
this is
said
not
Sarah B. El
exactly my
Kadim.
lane.
Do we
Huh?
have evidence
Hey,
of
yo, listen,
Canaanite?
matter of fact, you want to do it like this. Since y'all so strong going to bed eating and King J, let's let us. What's the original term? We're going to use the original term. What's the original term? Proto Hebrew or
Brother,
Phoenician
we're not even
Canaanite?
talking
Let's
about
take it
Hebrew at all,
together.
brother. Why do you keep
Let's
throwing
take
that in
Proto
there?
He-
That's why you're confusing
pro,
yourself. I think that's why you're confusing yourself. I asked you a
yes
question,
and
brother.
no.
Brother, I've asked you one question. You have yet
Yes
to
and no.
answer it. Simply, you just haven't refused to answer it. Can you answer this one question for me, humble? Because it may lighten.
I can't hear you
You may
too
be
good,
like,
Humble.
damn, you know
You might
what?
be me.
They're right. So you want to ask you this
Hey,
one question: Who was the first people to call the inhabitants of
you
Canaan
might need to,
Phoenicians?
you might need to run out
Huh?
your track shoes, y'all. We got
Brother, I'm
some
just asking
runners
this.
on the panel, y'all.
Humble, you got beat
Hey,
up, brother. Ain't
you
nobody
don't
running from you right now.
your track shoes,
You
bro.
suffering from the delusion at this
Well, I
point. You didn't
can't.
get hit in the head so much, brother. You kind of just
Again, y'all put this
you
in
don't
the
even comprehend the
What's
point
the
being made to
original
you.
term? What's the original term? Phoenician, Canaanite, or Proto Hebrew?
None.
Neither.
No, no. Now,
Neither, humble. Oh my
what do
God.
y'all?
None. These are terms
What
that
do
are
y'all? What
applied
do y'all?
to the language by other people.
What do y'all identify it as? Okay, I don't want to hear no language from other people. What do y'all identify it as?
I identify as Canaanite. You know why? Because I'm a
Man,
historian,
get
so I use the method. But
you say
you are assuming with no evidence that these people identify their own
man.
language by these
You
terms,
shouldn't
and that's
book cat,
nonsense.
man.
You
Terrible.
can't think like that. You can't think like that. You have to allow
Oh,
these
can't think
people.
like that, man. Ain't no cat think like that. Terrible.
No, you can't think
I
like that because
don't
that's
want to
bad
use Phoenician
anthropology.
Canaanite.
That's bad anthropology. You're doing the same thing that you said the Europeans did.
Why on the Canaanite? Didn't you just say that was a 6th century word? So you on you man, get out of here with that, man. Y'all terrible. Y'all terrible. Hey, y'all ain't ready, man. Hey, go back and hit the weight room and come back and get ready, man. Y'all ain't ready, man. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all gonna
Now
sit up
let,
there and disagree. And I even gave my man. I said, hey, listen. Normally I'm picky with my sources. If I had my laptop, I'd be picky with my sources. But I said, brother, hey, why you can throw anything up there for him? Just to give y'all the possibility you can throw something up there that's going to disagree with what I'm saying. My man throw it up there. It said exactly what I was saying. And then y'all come back and disagree exactly with what it's saying. And then I ask y'all, okay, what do y'all call it? Y'all come back and then agree with what it was telling. Hey, y'all gotta hit the weight room, bro. Y'all ain't ready for humble mystic, man. Y'all gotta go hit that weight room.
now let me jump in here and sort of agree with Ben. A lot of these terms that we're using for these people are really not indigenous, including the word that King J just used. That is not an indigenous word. They get that from Kemet. They get a lot of these terms from Kemet. A lot of these terms were first mentioned in Kemet. So I'm going to semi agree with what Ben Eaton is saying. the history in these texts sometimes don't go back far enough. So you look at anything valid among these people usually comes from ancient Kemet. So I would semi-agree with what he's saying. They don't have enough history for them to be able to make for these things to come from them. Anything
So
anything valid about these people come from ancient Kemet. That's a fact. I don't care what anybody says. Even the word Canaan is a Kemetic word.
No,
It is not an indigenous.
And all I'm telling the brother humble
my
to do is
laptop, bro.
when we're talking about
On
humble,
this.
when you're talking about Bronze Age period of Canaanites, use Canaanites. When you're talking about Iron Age, you can use the Phoenicians. Use the word Phoenician. That's fine. You have to use the right word, the right time period. That's all I'm saying, brother. Because those people weren't Phoenicians during 3000, 2000
I
BC.
wish I had my laptop up here because
And you're not even understanding the listen. You ready to
hold on
argue?
one second,
You don't even,
one mic.
you
I wish I had my laptop. Hold on, one mic. Jay, one mic, King Jay. Hey, King J, you ain't bullying nobody over here. You little brother over here, man. One mic. You little King J over here, man. Hold on. So listen, I wish I had my laptop, man, because I actually that's why I'm looking for them pallets, because I just put up those pallets just to show that there was no Hebrews or there was no Israel during the 2000 BC. Man, I need my
But we
laptop so
talking
I can
about the
pull this
word
up. Y'all
Phoenician right
lucky,
now,
bro.
brother. So
Y'all
nothing,
lucky.
nothing
Wait till
doing
my
on
wife.
he. You all over the wrong subject, brother. We
Real
talking about
quick,
the word
gentlemen.
Phoenician.
Yeah.
Real quick,
I got to
gentlemen.
love you. I got to love you, humble.
Real quick, we got a surprise guest step into the stage. Elder Yara, a master of rhetoric and a warrior of wisdom. He enters the
What's up,
debate. It's not
I got
noise,
my
it's
laptop. If
precision.
you want me to look it up for you, Missed.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Elder
shalom,
Yara.
fam. I just want to
Okay.
jump
To the
in here.
stage.
I just want to jump in here real quick. Shout out to you, A1 man. Man, I like what you're doing over here, man. I want to say, man, your topics over here, man. Hey, you rivaling with the best of them. So, agreeing or disagreeing, you got some heavy topics going on, man. So, man, just keep up the good work, bro. I just wanted to shout you out. I know a lot of people don't like doing that a lot of times, but
You don't have to
it
do
is
that,
what it
man.
is.
I'm just
No,
the
no. Well,
I
hey,
just
man.
got
Let me
the
say
keys to
this,
the
bro. Let me
gym,
say this.
man.
Let me say this. The problem is, we can't do that for each other a lot of times. So just let me say it, bro. It's okay.
I
It's cool. I
appreciate you,
said
man.
it. You didn't pay me to say
I appreciate
it.
you.
I've been around a long time, and I look. The topics get real crazy and real circular on a lot of these platforms that's been around. But every time, the last few times at least that I've clicked over here, the conversations have at least been elevated. So I gotta give you a shout out for at least allowing that to go on. Shout out to Humble Mystic, man. Shout out to King J. Shout out to Jose Francis, man. Shout out to one and only. I think that's it. I can't. That's all I can see right now. I saw the brother eating up here. Shout out to him too, man.
He up
And
here. And King
Tahuti.
J.
Hands up and
Yeah,
knowledge.
peace. Yeah, no, definitely, no, definitely. I heard King J. I want to say this though. King J is 10,000% correct, and it's important that you delineate Proto-Canaanite, Canaanite, Phoenician, and then that late Bronze Age period. And when you're talking about these different, because you could go down the wrong rabbit hole real quick if you start mixing up um, these time periods, right? So what King J is saying is important. Although I understand what you're saying, Mystic, I really do. But it's important that you like you walk those narrow paths because we don't know what they call themselves, right? We know what the Greeks came to call them, right? Which is where we get our term Phoenician from, right? Or what is it? What was it? Phoenix or Phoenix or
Like
Phoenix or
Phoenix,
something like
phonique,
that.
phonique. Yeah.
Yeah, like Phoenix or something like that. We know that's what the Greeks called them, right? But we don't have a record fully of what they called themselves. Now, help me out, King J. So I know in some Akkadian texts they use the term Kanu or Kanu or something like that.
Kanani.
I think Kanani, yes, yes. We see that, but That's the oldest that I've seen. Somebody said they came out of ancient Kemet. I haven't seen that, me personally, right? But I do know this, right? And I'm gonna land here that when you talk about Paleo Hebrew, it's only a dialect that is a sister language that is not as old as the Canaanite, but it's close to it, right? But it's just a dialect of it, right? But these are sister languages, and they're both child languages of the Meta Neter, right? So we know that's why I tell people, if you really want to get into it, study the serpentine spells in the Temple of Saqqara at Joshua. I think the Joshua Temple in Saqqara, 2650 to 2500 BCE. Study the serpentine spells, and you'll start to understand some of what people's confusion is about, right? Because we know these people who are quote unquote, we've come to know as Canaanites or Phoenicians, that there was a group of people that were around speaking that proto-Sinaitic language that came out of that, but they were writing in Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Mm-hmm. And Yara, I mentioned that to him, but I don't think he's familiar. I said Sarah B. El Kadim.
Yep, absolutely. Once you say that, to be honest, the conversation sort of kind of has to end, and you got to be like, well, let's talk about let's talk about that, right?
I tried to tell him, brother, but
yeah, because that's where that's really the foundation of the crux of understanding, the beginning of really understanding that culture.
those miners in that
Yep.
mine, that turquoise mines.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hey, Yara, I would like to ask you, because these brothers couldn't answer it. If we take away them terms, right, and we're specifically talking about the language that the early, what we would call the early Israelites who just separated themselves from Canaan, right? What would that language be?
It would be what they call Paleo Hebrew, but that's just a dialect. It's just a dialect.
And the
Of
script is the
Canaanite.
proto-Sinaitic script. When they came out of
Right, it's the
Egypt, that's what.
proto-Sinaitic script, right? Because they used 22 hieroglyphics from the Meta Neter, and that's a lot of what people's confusion is when they say, "Oh, but it's the meanings are different." Right? And how do you say it, King J, when you start talking about the Abijah? Is that how you say it? Abijah?
The abjad, the consonants.
Abjad, yes. Thank you. Like, it's important to understand that.
Let me just add something too.
Yes, sir.
Because I know a lot. I think some people in here like the Bible, but we know that Canaan started because of Cush. It tells you that in different ways in history. So your three parent languages for any language, or your three parent scripts, I should say, would be Meta Neter, Heretic, and Demotic. So proto. The first thing about Proto Hebrew is because Hebrew, since the Hebrews didn't exist and they made it up, Proto Hebrew would actually be Greek. The Greeks learned their language from the Canaanites, and because of that, they came up with the name Phoenician, which is actually the root word of phonetics.
But brother, Greeks don't come until 600 BC. Where are you getting this from?
That's whole.
So what I'm saying is, listen, Phoenicians.
You got to use
I'm
time
saying
periods, brother. Use time periods.
So I'm saying the Phoenician or the Greeks didn't learn.
When do the Greeks come? When do the Greeks
write.
come? From 1200 to 800 BC. There's the dark ages for the Greeks. They ain't reading or writing shit. From 12 to 800
So
BC,
what
they
I'm
ain't reading
saying is
nothing. So I'm asking
the
you,
Greeks
when do they come?
King J, let him finish. Then I'm gonna
Okay,
let you
go ahead.
clean up. I'm gonna let you clean up. Got you.
So
Go
when
ahead.
they occupied Canaan, right? They had to improve their reading and writing. So because they learned that from Canaan, which obviously you're correct, you've been correct the whole time. They paid homage to them learning how to read and write to the Canaanites, but they called them the Phoenicians. So that's how phonetics came into play. That's all I'm saying. But as far as the Hebrews, since they created the Hebrew script, right? The Hebrews didn't exist. Proto-Hebrew would actually be Greek. And then the Greeks would get their teachings from the Phoenicians, from the Kemet U. But that's why they say proto this and proto that, because they don't want to admit that Kemet is responsible for mass literacy in the ancient world. And Hebrew became a Aramaic dialect of Canaanite.
Are you finished, Udi?
Now that may be a little some truth to that little last part. I don't have too much contention with that,
Go ahead,
but
King J, do your thing.
I'll go ahead. No, I was just saying like I just think that when you don't use time with date, it's easy to conflate arguments because the brother said that the Hebrew come from the Greek, but the Hebrew dates to like 14. Whenever you date the Proto-Sinai the script, and then the Greeks don't come along until 600 BC. So I just how if the Hebrew was older, how is the Hebrew derived from the Greek?
Facts. I mean,
Hebrew is not older than Greek because the Greeks came up with that to invent the whole entire story.
Can you give me a date for the Greeks?
Like their whole entire beginning date?
The date
like
when you're talking
for
about
everything, or their occupation in Canaan?
Well, I know about the Mycenaeans in the Linear B and Linear A tablets around 1400 BC. Those are archaic Greeks. I'm talking about after the Dark Ages, and I'm talking about what you're talking 600 BC. I'm giving you the
Right.
date.
But we know that these dates are made up. When we talk about religion, a lot of these dates are made up.
That's where you jump. That's where you have to jump off this roller coaster, because the
That's
problem
what I'm
with
saying. I knew a lot of y'all, when y'all bring in religion, it just has to.
Well, I'm not
can't
about to
be
bring in
anything else but that.
Well, I'm not about to bring in religion, right? I'm about to talk to you about a primary source, right?
I'm coming back
So
on my
we
laptop.
do.
I got one too for you.
So we
for
do
Do your
have.
thing, humble out, hold it down.
Okay, so